Hi, my name's Laura. Today, we're going to talk about thinking about nature like an artist. We're going to focus on work that two artists described as a portable orchard. Let's check it out. The work is made up of 18 citrus trees in hexagonal planters underneath grow lights. The planters themselves are pretty cool. They're made of redwood that was originally used in water towers on top of New York City buildings. Those special planters, think about them as being like frames around a painting. Newton Harrison and Helen Meyer Harrison, the artists who made this work, wanted these trees to be taken out of their original context. They put the planters in these careful rows and intentionally used artificial lighting. They made a diagram of what the arrangement should look like and gave instructions for making the portable orchard. It was a kind of experiment. Could trees survive in artificial conditions? They made the work in the early 1970s. That's around the same time lots of people first started thinking about environmental issues like pollution. What if sometime in the future we weren't able to grow citrus trees out in the world, but instead only in these pretend environments? So in some ways, the work was a kind of warning and a call to action. But there's also just something pretty interesting that happens when you put living trees in an art gallery. It's like this space is asking you to look at them extra carefully. What I want to do today is a little bit of super close observation. We can see many stages of development just in one tree. There are some teeny flower buds, then there are some big open ones. Some of the flowers might look a little sad. Their petals are browning, starting to fall off, but that's actually a normal part of making fruit. Do you see the form swelling in the middle? That's a teeny tiny lemon. You can keep following the story because some of the lemons are bigger and bigger, and some of them are starting to shift from green to just having a hint of yellow. And when the petals fall on this tree, or any tree in the gallery, we pick them up so they don't attract bugs. We compost them so they'll turn back into dirt and keep feeding into the cycle of life. Say you're at home. How can you look at nature like it's a work of art? Sometimes drawing helps me slow down and see things more deeply. It's like looking with your hands. You can find things that are super interesting to draw, even if you live in a city. Like find two leaves in any park, on a houseplant, wherever you want. Look carefully at them to see how they're different from each other. Sometimes we think a leaf is just a leaf, but scientists have started to notice that plants actually have ways of communicating, warning each other about other predators, and even tricking bugs or caterpillars into not eating them. How does the leaf change if you imagine it sending a message? Sometimes it can get overwhelming to think about the environment. Taking a moment to slow down and really look and understand can be really helpful. Sometimes we overlook plants. They don't move or bark or roar, but when we give ourselves time to think about how special they are, it also encourages us to think about how we can help them. In the artificial environment of the gallery, it's really obvious that they need us. When that becomes so clear, it can inspire us to think more about what we can do outside in the real world.